Okay, folks, that was Blondie with Call Me from 1980, long time ago. And we are going to talk about current music. We're going to talk about great things that are happening in the local scene and a little bit of national attention coming to my next guest. I am so happy to have Anthony Rosano in here. You've probably heard of the band Anthony Rosano and the Conquerors. They are one of the most prominent groups on the peninsula in the Hampton Roads area. I first encountered them at the Big Bluesy last year, Culture Fix's magnificent festival that they put out near Jamestown. And I'll tell you something, I was blown away the first time I heard this man sing. I had no idea that he was right in our midst. He is described as a combination of blues and rock, and I think he lives up to the reputation all over the board. He does magnificent writing. He's been honored by Veer Magazine 3 times in a row, 3 years in a row for being the best blues, and this year picked up the title of the best live performance artist as well. Certainly nothing to sneeze at. And I tell you something, I think you're in for a treat today because he's going to perform live and we're going to talk about his CD and all the projects that are coming up. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Anthony Rosano.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, buddy. Thanks for being here. I know you made the trek from Norfolk. I hope the tunnel didn't get in your way today.
No, it was good. It was all good. Yeah.
Awesome. He did inform me that he picked up a gig last night and he's been running active and hard. So I got news for you. For somebody to sing the quality of what you're about to hear in the middle of the day after they sang their heart out last night, you ought to count yourselves lucky because he's going to give you a real treat. Can we start with one of your favorite tunes?
Yeah,
Tell us what you're going to do.
Absolutely. We'll do start with a song on a new record called Love's Got a Hold on Me. Love is happiness, love is guilt. Love is a prison your heart's eager to build. It's a lustful smile and love is tears of rage. Love like a lion with a kingdom for a cage. It really got a hold on me. Love has got a hold on me. It really got a hold on me. Love has got a hold on me. Love make you weary, it'll make you fly. Love is like an anchor when you're reaching for the sky. It's a tender bed of nails, laughter while you weep. Oh, love, take the best of you and then throw away the key. It really got a hold on me. Love has got a hold on me. It really got a hold on me. Love has got a hold on me. It's a promise to be broken. Love's a wolf and you're the sheep. Love is a murder, yes, a newborn baby's cry. Cold hard truth, well you know that it's all a lie. It'll leave you dizzy with a stomach full of flies. Love is all around you, make you wish that you had died. It really got a hold on me. Love has got a hold on me. It really got a hold on me. Love has got a hold on me. It's really got a hold on me. Love has got a hold on me. It's really got a hold on me. Love has got a hold on me.
I feel like there should be a big applause track. Good heavens, young man. That is so amazing. And, I found myself thinking back, inadvertently, my mind wandered to the commercials that Ella Fitzgerald used to do for Memorex. Is it live or is it Memorex? I'm telling you, that is one of the tracks that you will find on Anthony's new self-titled CD, Anthony Rosano and the Conquerors. And I don't know that it could sound any better than it just sounded because, dude, that just sounded like the CD was playing in here.
Thank you.
I've always thought one of the measures of a great artist, if they can recreate the sound live, then certainly that was the measure of a great artist, and you just showed me.
Thank you.
You are truly gifted. I'm intrigued by the fact that 11 songs on the new CD, 10 of them are originals.
Well, they're actually all originals. They're all original. The only one that is not credited with me songwriting, my drummer wrote.
Okay.
So they're actually all original
songs. I misspoke.
Yeah.
I meant in terms of your songwriting. You didn't personally write them all, but they are all original. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. I stand corrected. And this song is one of my favorite tracks on there. There are several others that I find so intensely personal, and a couple that are just outright autobiographical to the point where I wanted to ask you about to just tell us a little bit about the inspiration for your songwriting and how long you've been writing. And
well, I mean, everything that I write about is real. It's an emotional thing. I mean, I have this strong belief that the purpose of music is to connect with other human beings. Mm-hmm. and to have an emotional connection with other people. So whether it's a song that's about personal loss, or it's a song that's about desire or love, or anything. I've been sober for going on 3 years now.
Well done.
So there's songs that deal with that. The song I just did, Love Got a Hold on Me. I mean, that came from I was talking with a friend of mine who's in a long-term committed relationship, and he was thinking about popping the question. I've been married. I'll be 20 years this year in June.
Congratulations.
I've been married. Thank you. And he was asking me. He says, "Well, what does it take?" And I was trying to explain to him that it doesn't. It'd be nice to say there's all this rosy stuff and it's all good time, but it's not. You accept other people's faults, and hopefully they accept yours. And I said, I was on the phone. I said, love is happiness and guilt at the same time,
mm-hmm.
and that's how that song started.
Well, and musicians, we certainly all have an extra burden on a relationship because music is a harsh mistress.
Yeah,
it takes a very special partner to be married to somebody who.
Yeah,
is
I mean,
so
it's
dedicated.
definitely. I give my wife credit. I mean, she puts up with a lot. It's like it's almost like being married to a doctor without the paycheck.
Right.
I'm gone every weekend. Holidays and that kind of thing, but.
Tell me, for all the hard work that you put in your music and in the production as well as the songwriting, what's the biggest reward for you? What do you find?
Well, I mean, stuff like this. We just played a show last weekend down at Belmont. It was a veteran-owned. It was a craft beer festival. It was all veteran-owned breweries, and there was a group of people who dancing when we were playing, and I was not familiar with them. They didn't necessarily look like I'd seen them before, and we're playing, and I was like, man, are they singing? Like, they're dancing. And I said they knew the words to the songs, and in one of the songs in Long Island Sound, the last verse I talk about, but it's one of those songs about loss. I mean, and growing up, and it's autobiographical as well, but I talk about my mom, about and I seen one of the girls, she stopped her friend. She was like, I love this part. Like right before I sang the last verse, she said, I love this part. And she sang the whole last verse. And to me, that was an amazing thing. I mean, like I said, the important thing to me musically is to connect with people, and when people actually get what you're doing.
Anthony's going to do that song he's mentioning for you in a little bit, and it's one of my absolute favorites too from the record. But I will tell you this, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people you've never recognized start singing along, because a lot of good things are happening to this man to his band. A lot of national focus is starting to pay attention right now, and one of the things I wanted to mention to my listeners is that he is on the the CD came right out and went right up the Billboard charts for blues and knocked the Rolling Stones down a couple pegs, and and puts him in the company of people like Melissa Etheridge and Eric Clapton and Joe Bonamassa. And I was like, well, I am so proud to be a member of the Hampton Roads music community and to have you out in the forefront right now, casting a spotlight. And, I mentioned that when I was booking the interview with Anthony to come, I mentioned that to him and said how, we were all grateful for the attention he's bringing. And I love what you said. Do you remember what you said to me?
Oh, yeah. It's a motto that I live by. I said, I'm glad I could help, and or help. I'm glad it's happening. And my view, we have a tremendous music scene here in the Hampton Roads area, and
but the comment you made about the tide.
I said, yeah. A rising tide raises all ships. So
I love that. I thought right then, I'm going to like this guy, and I'm going to love having him in the studio. And so far, let me tell you what. This is the second week I've been doing this show for you guys here in Williamsburg. I couldn't be happier right now because I feel like we're just having such a magnificent time. Let's do the Long Island Sound, and then we're going to take a little break, and then we'll come back again for another segment.
I grew up on the island, raised on South Shore streets. We drove hot rod cars and snuck into bars. We were only 17. Never had a lot of money, always seemed to meet the end. Spent our summer nights underneath street lights, sharing 6-packs with our friends. Whoa, it's this place that I call home. Whoa, seems no matter where I go, I take the bright lights of the city in on Oak Beach, the lighthouse out in Montauk, and Nichols Road and Center Reach, the whispering Bullet Smith Town, the cozy diner seat, because the Long Island Sound will always be a part of me. A part of me. Used to shoot pool on Main Street, hear Sundance Fall Band or two. Take 27A across the South Oyster Bay, hit the beach and then kick off our shoes. Now it's time to head east out on Sunrise and hang a ride on to Brentwood Road. I'm in a New York state of mind. It's been a real long time, and I thank the Lord for Billy Joel and the bright lights of the city in on Oak Beach, the lighthouse out in Montauk, and Nichols Road and Center Reach. Town, cozy diner seat, because the Long Island Sound will always be a part of me. Be a part of me. My mother but I have to get down on my hands and knees to tell about her granddaughters and how proud I know she would be. Leave some flowers in a tear, and it'll be another year. Leave my heart at home, you know that everywhere I go, I take the bright lights of the city, or the inn on a beach, lighthouse out in Montauk, and Nichols Road and Center Reach, whispering Willow Smith Town, cozy down the sea, the Long Island Sound will always be a part of me. Always be a part of me. Oh, this is this place that I call home. Whoa, this is this place that I call home. Whoa, it's this place I call home. Whoa, it's this place I call home.
I really like that song. That really touched my heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And I would tell you all listening on the radio, this is not a song that you want to hear one time. You need this CD. You need it in your library and in your CD player. And I think the best way you can go get it is you can either download it or order it from Anthony Rosano and the Conquerors.com.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's at Conquerors.com.
Oh, Conquerors.com. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And the mark of humility that you didn't have top billing on the website. Okay, but
Well, it is a band.
yeah,
It is a band.
that's true. They can also find it at Amazon.com and probably most of the places you shop for music. iTunes?
Yeah,
has-
iTunes,
okay.
yeah, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify,
Please,
Pandora, all
please
that stuff.
support your local musicians and support this talented artist. There will be the website actually on WMBGradio.com. We will have some video from this session today, and I want you to go see it and go look at that song just to see him playing the harmonica and playing the guitar and singing and doing. You're the king of multitasking musically, because I'm telling you, I was so fascinated by that. We're going to take a little commercial break, and then we're going to come right back, and we'll have more with Anthony Rosano. Okay, we are back now with Anthony Rosano in the studio, and I am talking to him about his latest project. This was recorded in New Orleans, correct?
Yes, yeah, NOLA Studios in New Orleans.
How'd that come about?
Guy who produced the record, Mike Zito, has become a friend of mine, and he's done a bunch of stuff in New Orleans, and he was the one originally who suggested there was another studio called Dockside that we were supposed to go to. Dockside it's a great studio as well, but
They had flooding, right?
They had flooding, yeah. They
Yeah.
got flooded, and it kept we'll be ready. We were leaving on a Saturday. The Tuesday before we left, I got a call from Zito, and he said, "Man, they just called me. They're not ready. They're not going to be ready. They had some wiring
But don't you find
issues."
things always happen the way they should?
Well, Zito, if you're not familiar with Mike Zito's another blues artist, and he's actually he had a record called Today a couple of years ago that was kind of an inspiration for me to. It was I thought it was such a powerful record that it made me kind of quit my day job and say, you know what, man, I got to do this. I got to do this for a living. And fast forward a couple of years, and him and I sort of become friends. And he's also a very spiritual guy. And he said the same thing. He said, "Man, don't panic. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I know this other studio. It's a great studio. He's done a lot of demo stuff there. So it was NOLA Studios.
I'm curious, what was your day job?
I was a flooring contractor.
Were
I was
you?
a flooring contractor for years and years and years. Yeah.
All right, folks, if you were lucky enough to have Anthony Rosano do the floors in your house, hang on to that house.
I still get phone calls. Actually.
It's going to be worth much more on that market soon. Soon.
I haven't done flooring in probably 9 years.
Yeah.
And or actually installed it in like 9 years, and I still get phone calls from people like, "Hey, you did my carpet
That's
like
fun.
years ago."
That's fun.
Like, yeah, I don't do that anymore.
Tell me, really, if there's one thing my listeners would leave knowing about you today that they didn't know before, what would you want them to know about Anthony Rosano?
Oh wow, that's a pretty heavy question. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm a pretty open guy. I mean, anybody who's sort of social media friends with me or has come up and talked to me at a show. I mean, I'm kind of an open book. I mean, like I said before, I'm going on 3 years sober, and I know sometimes people will come up and talk to me about that, and they're not sure to how to approach me. And again, I got thrown back to my boy Zito. That's how this friendship with him all sort of started. He's a sobriety guy too. And he wrote a blog post, and I reached out to him and I thanked him for the blog post because it was right when I had quit drinking. Right. And it really helped me out. And he was very open with it. And he was very, he's like, man, I'm glad I could help you. And then we started talking. And actually, I sent him a demo. Love's got a hold on me, but and he liked it. And that's how he said, man, I'll produce the record. But
my feeling is that your songwriting is so intensely personal that I would imagine your fans really feel like they know.
I would
you.
hope so.
They do feel like you're a friend, probably more than just a musician that they like.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, I like I said, I'm kind of everything that, like I said, we do and we perform, everything that I write is all real. It's all true stuff. So
right.
I feel like there's not much of me that is a secret.
Awesome. Can you play us out with one more song?
Yeah, I can absolutely do that.
Tell us what you're going to do.
I'm going to do a song called Blackbird. This is a song I wrote for my mom specifically. Well, I pray for a blackbird to sing me to sleep. Stay by my side, let your song comfort me. It's not as so dark, but there's warmth in your wings. To hear your song, well, I would give anything. To hear your song, I would give anything. A nest my dogwood sleep, so my soul could be quenched from this song headed knees. This longing in her will soon disappear. It's the song of a blackbird that I so need to hear. Oh, the song of a blackbird that I so need to hear. I so need
blackbird to sing me to sleep. Stay by my side and let your song comfort me. This longing and hurt I will soon disappear. It's the song of a blackbird that I so need to hear. Oh, the song of a blackbird that I so need to hear. The song of a blackbird that I so need to hear. It's the song of a blackbird that I so need to hear. It's the song of a blackbird that I so need to hear. The song of a blackbird that I so need to hear. I so need to hear. I so need to hear.
Well, I know I am a new fan, and I'm sure you've gotten a lot of new fans today here on
Well, thank you,
WMBG.
man. Thank
Anthony,
you.
thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna find out some dates, and I'll tell you in the next hour where you can find Anthony Rosano. I'll remind you again how to get that CD, and I'll just tell you that I know everybody in town that was listening is grateful for you being here and spending part
Thank
of
you,
your
man.
day
I'm
with
grateful
us.
to be here.
Dude, this was marvelous. Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much. I am on top of the world, and so is Karen Carpenter.